Everybody likes to ask me, Jujutsu Kaisen daughter? No, more like Chainsaw Man's son. I swear I'm not trying to put two queens against each other, but if there's an anime that gets me to post after 6 months, it's Chainsaw Man. And if there's something to get me to post right now today, it's a bad opinion. So guess my surprise when I went to my screening of the Reze arc and these two guys sitting next to me started talking about how they agree that Reze didn't actually love Denji. And for some reason, I had to insert myself in the conversation and unfortunately ask these gentlemen, what makes you say that? When I first read the series, the Reze arc became my favorite part of part 1. So finally having the chance to watch it fully animated in the theater, holy Okay, I'm done with that bit. I really didn't understand their take. Reze didn't love Denji? I was so curious because like maybe I was the wrong one here. Maybe I could be wrong here and like I really didn't get it. So I really wanted to hear their point of view. But the things they brought up, how they saw the series, I really couldn't help but think, what the fuck are you talking about? You watched that whole movie just to walk away with women bad? I couldn't believe it. Or maybe I should have expected it. I think they're afraid of the media literacy devil, oh my god. But I really wanted to unpack this because I don't think I'm reaching when I say that Reze really loved him. Right? Let's give these guys the benefit of the doubt. Women are bad in Chainsaw Man. Well written and great characters, but very bad people. Like, yes, Denji is taken advantage of all the time. Most of the time. No, all the time. In the story by women. He really is a victim, my poor boy. And Reze is no different. Sort of. Honestly, they aren't wrong that Reze did come into the story with ulterior motives at the perfect time in Denji's life for him to fall in love with her. Chainsaw Man has been setting up everything in season 1 so that this movie can land its emotional punch. So the writing in this movie can hurt you properly. Because before this movie, Denji had nothing in the hierarchy of needs. No food, no water, no shelter, no prospects, no bitches, no crypto. But now, after finally having food, safety, security, friendship, Denji is emotionally primed to explore real love and connection. Romantic love and connection. Fujimoto, we love him as an author, great writer, amazing writer. Look Back, he made Look Back, known for great storytelling. There is zero chance as to why Fujimoto portrays a date with Makima, where all they did is spend time not talking to each other outside of movie boring. Yeah, I thought so too. That movie was decent, but yeah, I thought the same thing. There was no chemistry at all. Like, imagine asking your friend how a date went and all he came back with was, it was okay, but she was kind of fine though. You're watching the movie and seeing these scenes, feeling awkward, but honestly, outside of that, the date is also just weird because Denji is a little 16-year-old boy and Makima is older, like much older. Mid-20s older. So we get that date versus a date with a girl his age and a date that was built up to with a lot of romantic chemistry. Except not really. Apparently all of it was a lie, so it all didn't matter. We're taking everything at face value here. Subtext don't know her. Yeah, can you tell that conversation really got me going? Like, it's one thing to also like the movie that I like. They also really like this arc. They said it's one of their favorites in the manga, but they like it for the wrong reasons. I don't get it. Anyway, after the first date with Makima, we see Denji skipping down on the sidewalk so googly-eyed, rose-tinted glasses on over Makima. Actually, hold up. I remember a scene in the movie that like was it in this volume? Hold up. Put you up here. Okay, in the movie and in the manga, he says, I may have groped and kissed some other ladies, but my heart belongs to Makima. Then in the next moment, runs into a new girl. Like thematically, him running into a new girl, the exact moment he says this, I don't know, God forbid it pushes the story forward. God forbid it might give Denji a little bit of a character arc to show that it's possible for other women to come into his life and show him what real love looks like. As we know, Fujimoto's entire essence as an author is basically contrasting absurdity with sincerity, and that's what Denji's and Reze's relationship is. He meets her and vomits up a flower, and instead of getting grossed out, it makes her laugh. She matches his freak, guys, and the more that we see them together, we find out that, like, she not only matches his freak, she matches his yearn. But like, not yet, of course. We're not there yet, and we're coming from the angle that all that Reze was a femme fatale who didn't care about Denji at all whatsoever, doesn't show it or say anything to like prove that at any point in this movie. I actually think re-watching these scenes knowing that she would betray him eventually, that yeah, I can agree that she didn't actually like him when she first started visiting him in the coffee shop. But like, we learned that he's been going there every single day for a full week and she hasn't done anything. Okay, maybe long con, the long game. She's learning the target. She's learning that the target is kinda just like her for real. She asks if he's gone to school and learns that he doesn't know how to read. Denji actually came from as much of a broken childhood, and maybe if not more broken than her own. Like, at least she knows how to read, but like at what cost? Falling for Denji wasn't a part of her plan. Think of other media that uses this trope. 10 Things I Hate About You, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, Crazy Stupid Love. When the romantic comedy includes just a little bit of a dare, a bet, I eat that up. This is one of the top like tropes in the romantic like drama like genre. Overall, a character doing something for their own selfish gain, but actually falling in love with that person is a tale as old as time. Y'all ever watch Hercules? No chance, no way, I won't say you no, no. My head is screaming, get a grip, girl. Unless you're dying to cry your heart out. Oh, oh. Can somebody make a Denji Reze edit of that? Oh my god, I'm cooking here, please. The climax to all those movies is the one who's getting taken advantage of learning about the ulterior motives. It's a big betrayal, and then they never talk again until the one that betrayed them runs after them in the rain saying, "It started as a lie, but I do love you. I love the way you make me laugh. I love the way that you can't read," and it's a big love confession. Or like catch Reze standing outside his house with a big boombox playing his favorite song because she listens to him and she really does love him. Yeah, that's this trope, and if you don't think it is, that's crazy. Fujimoto writes the hell out of this trope. She's learning about him, she's asking him questions, and she's in too deep. Reze can't dehumanize Denji anymore because he mirrors her. Denji reflects Reze's pain back at her, and if anything, makes her more aware of it, and kind of gives her hope to run away, but we'll get to there. Reze had a stolen childhood. She never went to school. She was also manipulated by the government or the Soviet Union. And then the pool scene, which at first is really funny, silly, and pretty degenerate, with Denji going all, "Oh no, I love Makima, but Reze is naked. But I love Makima, but naked woman." It's comedy, but I'd also say underneath it, it's a sincere problem with like not knowing what to follow. Does a boy follow his heart, or does the boy follow his boner? These are the real questions, guys. Fujimoto is answering that. But right away after that silly moment, something so absurd becomes a really sincere moment between them. The movie only sexualizes Reze in Denji's brain, but what we see in reality isn't sexualized at all. It's tender and beautiful. High-key, Denji says he doesn't know how to swim, and this is like the perfect moment where she could have killed him. Like, She could have drowned him, just caught him off guard, but I think this is the moment where she fully falls in love with him, that she would go to the ends of the earth for this boy. I think this pushes her to like not only want Denji free, but to also want herself to be free. Free from working as devils, working for other people. Free to just live a happy life together. Or she could have just been preying on the horny teenage boy and she's just taking advantage of him, even though, like, as I said, drowning him was also an option. But like instead she teaches him how to swim, says she'll teach him everything. Like she teaches him about freedom with the city mouse, country mouse story. She got to know him more and more every day after they met. All just for being the bad guy? Nothing more than just wanting to see him, being excited to see how he makes her laugh today. It's them being city mice, living in freedom for once. But then we have the moment that shatters this fantasy. A crazy man enters the story to reveal to us that Reze is not who she seems. He's there to kill Denji, but Reze literally like chokes him to death, strangles him to death. I don't know, when I read the manga, and also while I was watching it, I looked at this moment, like her committing this, like the act of murder, as her disassociating because she doesn't like that job. She has just been trained to kill. She's on autopilot. And I've read online that people look at this scene as like a sobering up moment. She's waking up from this fantasy of playing pretend girlfriend. The idea of him like trying to kill Denji is reminding her to stick to the mission. I will also say another thing that I read on Twitter is that the song that Reze actually sings in Russian during this moment is like singing the verse is a way to measure time until the guy dies, which is neat. And then the song that she sings is in Russian, but translate to being about having a good day. Like she's wishing that she could go eat omelets and drink coffee in a cafe, take a stroll in a park. She's killing someone while daydreaming about peace. Like, come on. In the manga, this scene is like 3 pages long, and I think that's just to show how long she's hanging on to this guy. She's also wishing that she could get to the next part when this is over. I also found a Reddit post that really analyzes the song as like also like telling the story of Reze and Denji. Pause here if you want to read it. But back to proving my case. This is all to say that context matters. Why would they mention Reze's backstory or show these moments if it really was just to sum up that she never liked him in the first place? But Ina, she literally tries to kill him. Okay. Let's talk about it. The fireworks scene. Reze asks Denji to run away with her. She says she'd make him happy, that she'd always protect him. She talks about how she has a place where public safety will never find them, and maybe they could even go to school together. She mentions all of that because she likes him. If anything, this isn't her asking to run away together. This, I think, is just her abandoning the mission to get the chainsaw heart. She doesn't want to kill Denji anymore and is even willing to abandon that part of the mission. But these guys at the theater kept saying it was all manipulation and the goal was to just kill Denji, take the chainsaw heart. Maybe it's the only loophole that she could find. Maybe it's asking for consent for him to go willingly with her to the Soviet Union. Like, maybe it's the only thing that she could think of where he doesn't have to die. Reze is really trying not to hurt Denji. That's the only idea she's got. And maybe I'm delusional for thinking it's like even further with her just wanting to run away with him and live happily ever after. But she is also unfortunately a pawn to a higher power. They're both mice in the claws of bigger cats, guys. There's nuance to Reze betraying him. Like, for one, she just got rejected, saying that he has feelings for another woman. And two, I like to think that she's kind of like the angel devil or power for the Soviet Union, where if she doesn't fill the mission as the bomb devil, she'll die. So if Denji doesn't want to go with this plan of just going with her, back to the original plan, back to just needing to survive. They have a massive fight, of course. The second half of this movie is fire, the music, but I want to point out like a line that he says where he says, "Every woman I meet tries to murder me. Everybody's after my chainsaw heart. What about my heart? Denji's? Does nobody want that?" And Reze replies, "I do. I meant it when I said I like you, Denji." And then there's like a little funny thing that happens where Denji is like, "Wait, on God?" And Aki snaps him out of it saying, "Don't be gullible, don't listen to that girl, she's literally trying to murder you." And I think this is the point where I heard the guys next to me be like, "Yes, exactly, don't listen to her. Aki is the only sane one here." And like, yeah, Aki is the only sane one here, but he doesn't know Reze. He doesn't know her. Is it naive of me to say that I think she was earnest when she said, "I like you, Denji, I wasn't lying"? Because all Reze has done... Oopsie, the mic was down here. My fault. Anyway, is it really naive of me to say that I think that Reze was earnest when she said, "I like you, Denji"? All Reze has done is tell Denji that he should be living a normal life, that he shouldn't be risking his life, putting his life on the line for public safety. She was teaching him how to read, how to swim, and I hear these statements from these guys looking at Reze. Dude, who hurt you? Did a girl do you wrong? And like, I don't know. I'm getting that you're a deeply distrusting person, and I respect that. But you're understanding Chainsaw Man wrong, and I hope you're listening up because I think you're projecting. You're projecting. Then another line that Denji says is that, "I don't know why you want to kill me, but I'm gonna have to pass. I got Makima." To where Reze replies, "Oh, you're that witch's pet?" Reze knows something about Makima that we don't even know. Because of course we don't know anything about Makima, at least based on any interaction really with her. If we're looking at things surface level, Makima doesn't let anyone in. She's so closed off to Denji, unlike Reze, who's so interested in Denji and shows her personality on her sleeve. Reze makes dirty jokes and is so empathetic to his situation. She sees Denji for who he is. She likes laughing and Denji likes making her laugh. They shared a real innocent connection, and it sucks that it's ending up with, you know, trying to like kill each other. And yet Reze is still teaching Denji here, teaching Denji how to fight. This arc is just a huge moment in Chainsaw Man for Denji to grow physically and emotionally as Chainsaw Man. It's all because of her. But there's a moment in the fight that I think happens internally where their beliefs reverse. Their agenda is like trade. Reze isn't telling Denji that she really liked him anymore. Reze just decides to be the villain. There's another line. Okay, so there's a moment during the fight where Reze says, "Could you cut to the chase and die for me?" And Denji replies saying, "You should have cut to the chase and killed me the first time we met." Denji then pulls her into the ocean and we have another beautiful underwater scene that mirrors the first time they went swimming. Then on the beach, Denji sits there waiting for Reze to wake up and they have their final conversation. Reze is still saying, "I could kill you." And he easily, earnestly says, "You won't though." Denji knows Reze. Her character from the moments that they shared is shining through despite what she's saying. Or it's just Denji continuing to be an idiot, a little dumb boy, because boys are dumb. God forbid I want to give Denji a little credit. Either way, Denji says, "You know, if I'm going to get killed, let it be at the hands of a baddie. I mean, hottie." And again, Reze laughs so hard and is reminded as to why she fell for him in the first place. And she says, "I failed her mission. I spent too much time fighting you. With you." Like, that's the whole point of the story. Reze became attached. Denji might have fallen first, but Reze fell harder. Come on. Denji even decides that, you know what? Yeah, let's run away. I want to run away with you. And says to meet him at the cafe at noon, the same time, the same place. And you know, I hate how I have to explain the next part, Because how could you believe that Reze didn't like Denji when she was about to board a train, leave town to go back to Russia, or just run away by herself? Either way, leave. She is leaving, waiting for the train until she notices people handing out the same flower that Denji gave her in the opening. You're telling me that she bought the flowers because she didn't actually like him. Fujimoto wrote her not boarding the train because she honestly didn't even like her like that for real. To watch her walk all the way to meet Denji at the cafe again because she was only going to just manipulate and try to kill him again? Kill him too, Electric Boogaloo? She was lying. That's why she said, truth is, I've never gone to school either. Like, what? I don't get it. Reze didn't just fall for Denji. She fell for the life that she never got to have. Reze missed that train because she imagined those happy days laughing with Denji. Those days could be the rest of her life if she just went back. The rest of her life was waiting at that cafe. Somebody posted on Twitter the difference in like Reze's posture and walk as she goes to the cafe from like the beginning of the movie to the end of the movie, where the first scene is like really robotic, soldier-like, and the ending walk is just happier, more free-spirited. Or, you know, it could have just been the surface level manipulation the entire time. Like, yeah, that's what Chainsaw Man is. Surface level. Denji just really wanted boobies and not actually wanting to feel loved, you know? So Makima kills Reze before she can get to Denji. This ending is the moment where Chainsaw Man changes. It gets more serious and you aren't ready for the rest of the story. Also, whoever made this, this edit of Reze and Denji to the Cyberpunk Edgerunners theme, like, you hate happiness. You hate happiness. Bruce Lee Zero, oh my gosh. Great edit, but man, that edit got me. Anyway, if you like this video, you might also like my other Chainsaw Man video where I discuss the great character writing of all the women in part 1. You can also see my reaction to reading the manga for the first time in another video. But either way, I guess I'm back to making videos. I do have videos planned, so please stick around. Please like and please actually comment. Let me know your thoughts on if Reze really liked Denji. And if you honestly do believe that, talk about it. Continue the conversation in the comments below, and if you believe him and if you believe that she loved him like me, be nice to those commenters, okay? Be respectful. But also please make it make sense. Like, what are we talking about? It's not like I care or anything.